Hey, cousins. Mark Calloway. Mark. He wants to be in creative. And I'm going to tell you right now, if they add another old ass, stiff neck, broke back, flat foot motherfucker in creative who's Caucasian, I'm going to pull my hair out. That's ridiculous. There is nothing that you will get from Mark Calloway than what you see down to the LFG. Mark Calloway is too fucking old school, stuck in his ways. He is not ready to innovate. He does not know how to evolve. He does not know how to adapt. Little things upset him. He is a big man from yesteryear. Now, if they're going to put Mark Calloway with all the big people, fine. Then he can show them how to work stiff or heavy, have more impactful movement in the ring, maybe how to, hit and make it look like it's devastating. You know who does that? And she doesn't get her just due? Lash Legend. Lash Legend looks like she's knocking bitches out. She doesn't get her just due. We'll talk about it another time. I was over to the Reddit. I know, but some of the stuff over there is some of the people do be smart on Reddit. This person kind of echoed what I said, and they really said it best. And we're gonna go ahead and read that. They said, and I quote on Mark Calloway being a part of creative. Too old school. Things need to be allowed to evolve. Just because things aren't the way they were when he liked them doesn't mean they're wrong. There's always going to be a crowd that advocates for the old ways. And in my opinion, that crowd is usually wrong. All forms of entertainment should be allowed to move forward. Even the things I don't like in pro wrestling today versus when I was a kid. I acknowledge there are things today the crowd does like. And it's important to remind ourselves that they're geared more towards gaining new eyes rather than catering to old eyes. Excellent point. They go on to say, if I don't like half of the things the new generation does, but the young audience does like all of it, then they're doing something right despite my opinion. It's a young man's game. There are more than enough vets involved in the business who both provide useful advice from their day while simultaneously encouraging innovation. Taker's opinion never seemed like he's interested in innovation, but instead, he rather guide people to do things the way he did. And if you watch him at LFG, well, now he got his greasy face, stiff ass bitch on there too. All he does is say, "This is what I would do. This is what you should do," and he loves it because that person just literally mimics what he wants you to do. He don't want to see no flippy shit. He don't want to see nobody innovative and doing something he ain't never seen. He wants you glued to the damn mat, moving 2 miles an hour. That's what he wants you to see. Undertaker really focuses on the showmanship of it all and not really the wrestling. So let's dig deep in Undertaker's psychology when it comes to the pro wrestling realm. So one more time, Undertaker has expressed concerns about the direction of modern wrestling, particularly the emphasis on athleticism over storytelling. He believes that while the high-flying athletic style is impressive, it can distract from the fundamental aspect of wrestling, which is the narrative and character development. He also feels that some wrestlers focus too much on performing impressive moves for instant reactions rather than letting moments breathe and develop the story. First of all, when you have 4 back-to-back PLEs, there is no way for you to actually let moments breathe and develop a story. So I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do if he joins this weak-ass creative team when you got 4 PLEs in a 2-week span to let any story develop and breathe. To let any story develop and breathe. It's not like everyone's skipping. Like if you have a match for Saturday Night Main Event, the next time we pick up where that story left off would be 2 PLEs later. No, the match happens, makes no sense, and we just move on to the next thing. Athleticism versus storytelling. The Undertaker acknowledges the incredible athleticism of modern wrestling, but feels it often prioritizes over the art of storytelling. He believes that a good wrestling match should be a compelling narrative with moves serving as tools to enhance the narrative, not the sole focus. All right, cool. Let's ask how Rusev versus Sheamus. How did that go? Because that's exactly what we got. Storytelling in a long, drawn out 20-minute fucking match that no one understands what the story is. It's just two dudes wanting to slap each other together and not explain shit to nobody. That's why the match didn't go over well. There was no build. There was an assumption that this new crop of people, mind you, Rusev has been going from the WWE for about 5 years. This new crop of people gonna understand that Rusev and Sheamus have history. That's the what you want to do. Next thing, the flippy do debate. He has openly, Undertaker, Mark, discussed his preference for a more grounded, character driven style, stating, I don't need to see flippy doos. This highlights his belief that, while impressive, the emphasis on high risk maneuvers can sometimes overshadow the emotional and narrative aspects of the match. You know, we had a very emotional narrative and aspect of a match with Bianca, Naomi, and Jade, and that got fucked up. That got fucked up in translation. How would Undertaker have booked that story? Does he even respect women's wrestling now that his wife, Miss McCool, is not active anymore? Interesting. Importance of character development. Mark emphasizes that wrestling is not just about physical feats, but also about the characters and the stories they tell. He believes that strong characters and compelling stories are crucial for long-term success and audience engagement. Oh, would you look at that? Well, would you look at that? Did you see what Mark wants? He wants compelling storylines that are crucial for long-term success. I would like one of you cousins get into the comment section and give me a compelling storyline that wasn't 30 years ago. Give me a compelling storyline right now. We had one with the big three. We had one. Almost. Almost had it. It was there. Y'all tell me a compelling storyline, please. That just had us captivated. Oh, the bloodline. That was so compelling that we can never get away from that fucking format. The Undertaker's role. Mark has expressed interest in mentoring young talent and helping them develop a more well grounded approach to wrestling, blending athleticism with storytelling. He feels that his experience and understanding of the business can be valued in guiding the next generation. Listen, Mark is too much of an old boy, too much into the woods, and too much of do as I say, not as I do. Unless Mark is going to find someone that's Mark, you know what? Put Mark with Omos. Let Mark mentor Omos. Let Mark mentor Raquel Rodriguez. Okay? Those are let him get Piper Niven over there. Get Lash Legend, get Nia Jax, get Delta, I can Zaria, get her over there. Round out all the big people who can be impactful in a big body position on these shows, and let's see what Mark can do with them, especially the women. I think if Mark mentored Omos, we would see probably the second coming of Undertaker. But I don't know what the fuck Mark wants to do. Looking to the future, Mark acknowledges the current popularity of the high octane style. He believes that storytelling will ultimately be key to the long term health and success of the business. He expects that as wrestlers age and their bodies take a toll, the focus on storytelling will become more and more important for longevity and sustained success. Let me tell you something. If you think somebody finna sit around and watch wrestlers in a ring talk like Seth Rollins and his pig pen, like fucking Chody Rhodes and his fucking tongue, like John Cena and CM Punk, If you think somebody's going to sit, especially watching TV, for 15 to 20 minutes before an actual match takes place, you got another thing coming, Mark. Because even in your day, your bitch ass was wrestling. Did you not climb the ropes and jump off of them? What the fuck is this guy talking about? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Mark in creative, good or bad?